μάγκες νιστάζω φουλ. Μη έχει κάτω 5 ώρες. Λοιπόν, σε 5 λεπτά πρέπει να έχω ετοιμαστεί για να είμαι κάτω. Να τσεκάρετε λίγο εδώ θέα. Τσεκάρετε πόσο ωραίο είναι. Οπ. Κάποιος. Είναι κάμερα κάπου. Άλλος κόσμος κάτω. Λοιπόν, θα βάλουμε ένα μπλουζάκι. Θα βάλουμε βασικά το μπλουζάκι που μας έδωσαν. Ναι. Έλα ρε. Για σήμερα τουλάχιστον, για το πρωινό event, Crypto Content Creator Campus. Μάγκες έχει τους μεγαλύτερους, έχει πολύ μεγάλους crypto influencers σε αυτό το event και όχι μόνο. Τώρα σκεφτείτε εκεί που πάω, έχει διάλεξη η αδερφή του Zuckerberg, κάτι τέτοιο τέλος πάντων. Crazy. Λοιπόν, πάω εκεί εδώ με Crocs και ναι. Τι άλλο θέλουμε? Τα μικρόφωνα θέλουμε. Είναι χάλια η τσάντα τώρα γιατί ήμουν και Αθήνα, πως άμα ξέρετε, άμα θυμάστε. Θέλουμε μικρόφωνα και καλωδιάκι για μικρόφωνα. Και νομίζω ότι είμαστε ready to go. Πρέπει να αφήσω ανοιχτά. Κάρτα δωμάτιο. Φαγητά από χθες, δεν τα μάζεψε κανείς. Το κινητό έχουμε ξεκινήσει να βάζουμε βίντεο και έχει αρπάξει φωτιά από τώρα. Ακραίο. Εντάξει, όλος ο χώρος και όλο το event γενικά γίνεται εδώ πέρα στο ξενοδοχείο. Οπότε θα είναι καλή φάση. Από την άποψη ότι άμα χρειάζομαι φορτιστεί κάτι, πόσο αντίλαλο έχει εδώ μέσα. Μιλάω και μ' ακούω τριπλό. Δεν πήρα το λιποζάνι. Λέει είδα ένα καινούργιο άνιμε. Νταν, κάπως έτσι λέγεται. Καλό. Στην αρχή τα πρώτα 15 frames clips, 20% όπως θέλετε, δεν μου άρεσε τόσο. Θα ήταν περίεργο το animation, αλλά τελικά είναι πολύ καλό. Διαφορετικό και μοναδικό από τα άλλα anime. Οπότε το συστήνω. Σήμερα τι είναι? Σάββατο. Το volume στο market σήμερα και αύριο λογικά θα είναι λίγο πιο πεσμένο. Αλλά σίγουρα θα έχει ευκαιρίες για χρήματα. Θέλω να βρω και τον Ansem. Ο Ansem είναι νούμερο 1 μεγαλύτερος crypto influencer στο Solana. Για να του κάνω 2-3 ερωτήσεις για ένα short. Θα φάει και direct σίγλα από ένα coin που κρατάω. Καλής πάστης. ασανσέρ εδώ. Αρατζουνισμένο. What up?
What are you doing, bro?
Good, good. Just woke up. What about you?
Good, I'm good. I mean, just woke up, Peter.
Alright.
If you want to go to the breakfast, you can already go. It's here on the left. You can see all the guys with
coffee.
Yeah, you have all the breakfast. You can have coffee, you can eat something.
Alright.
All good. And you can follow all the guys with the lollipop on top of that. You can just check out everything.
Oh yeah, I saw yesterday.
But yes, it's here on the left.
Alright. Thank you, man. Από ό,τι φαίνεται έχουμε πρωινό εκεί πέρα μπροστά. Εμείς ενώ κανονικά είναι σε άλλη αίθουσα. Από πίσω. Εδώ δεν έχουμε δύο κορίτσια για υποδοχείο, έχουμε έναν φαλακρό τύπο. Right. Και πολύ ξεφτυμτικό.
There's one other. We have a sound.
Hello. Can I have a coffee, please?
Yes, sir.
What coffee do you have?
Cappuccino, double espresso, single espresso.
Double espresso, please. Make it triple. Triple. Yeah. Perfect. Do you have a straw, maybe?
Yes.
A straw.
Yes.
Αχτύπητο Fred Espresso ζητήσαμε από το φίλο εδώ πέρα. Thank you, boss. Thank you so much. Have a good one. I will come for my seconds in a while. Λοιπόν, μάγκες, τσεκάρτε εδώ τώρα τι έχει για να χτυπήσεις. Άμα θες να φας κρουασανάκια εδώ, γλυκά, μάφιν. Εμείς θα κάνουμε στίκ με τον καφέ μόνο γιατί χθες το βράδυ φάγαμε πάρα πολύ. Αλλά ναι, φαίνονται ωραία στην κάμερα. Πολύ, πώς λέγεται, ζύμη. Πολύ ζύμη. Ντομάτες, γιαούρτια. Σολομός, είδες όλοι στο Σολομό πάνε, μπρο. Είδες ποιον έχουμε ειδοποιήσει εδώ. Δώρο. Αλήθεια. Για μένα.
Ναι.
Από σένα.
Τον Αργύρι και εμένα. Θα το χρειαζόσουν χτες, αλλά...
Τι είναι, τουρμπάνι.
Ναι.
Τρελός. Πού να το βάλω τώρα, ρε μπρο, θα με ξαναστείλεις στο δωμάτιο. Δεν τρέπεσαι.
Ναι.
Πού να το βάλω, θα το αφήσω εδώ σε αυτό, ναι. My friend, can I leave this here and come take it back later? Thank you. Can you make one coffee for my friend also?
Iced coffee.
Like this. Yes. Sugar?
No sugar.
No sugar. Same exactly. Αχτύπητο Fred Espresso, bro. Καλό είναι, πίνετε. Εδώ να γύρω κοιμηθήκαμε χθες 3 και έφυγε. Γιατί φτάσαμε εδώ 2,5 ώρες στο ξενοδοχείο.
Έχεις λίγο διαφορετικό ξενοδοχείο από εμάς. Λίγο διαφορετικό ξενοδοχείο από εμάς.
Ποιος?
Εσύ.
Ναι.
Διαφορετικό δωμάτιο. Sorry.
Γιατί?
Απλά εσύ είναι μπανιέρι είναι απ' έξω.
Ναι.
Εμάς είναι μέσα στο...
Εντάξει τότε. Το ίδιο πράγμα είναι, όλα σουίτες είναι. Και τώρα μάγκες μπαίνουμε μέσα εδώ. Έχει και full δυνατά μουσική, κάτσε να βάλω μικρόφωνο, περίμενε. Α, δεν έχει full δυνατά. Δες εδώ τι μας έχουνε. Είμαστε με θέσεις. Μάγκες, έρχομαι πάλι δωμάτιο. Γιατί έχει full δυνατά το air condition στην αίθουσα που είναι το event, τέλος πάντων, η παρουσίαση. Τώρα η αδερφή του Ζούκεμπεργκ θα μας μιλήσει, φανταστείτε. Για να καταλάβετε λίγο τη βαρύτητα και τη σοβαρότητα του event. Είναι ακραίο, έχει τρελά connections να κάνεις. Έχει αυτόν τον τύπο του Da Vinci, ο οποίος έλεγε σε όλους να αγοράσουν την BTC στο $1, ξέρω εγώ. Όχ, δάκτως το μάτι. Λοιπόν, εδώ είμαστε. Πρέπει και μια τουαλέτα να πάω για χοντρό. Πάλι καλά, έχω φέρει ζακέτα. Λοιπόν, ναι, μια τουαλέτα πρώτα. Λοιπόν, εδώ έχουμε την αδερφή του κύριου Ζούκεμπεργκ.
It's so great to be here in this beautiful city. What an incredible Sprinkler and Stephanie Hind, former head of lifestyle at TikTok. So each of these incredible speakers brings a wealth of knowledge. Get your questions ready, get your networking hats on, and some of the real pain points that we face and the unique challenges of being a content creator in the crypto space. But Ben, let's kick off with you. If you could just introduce yourself a little bit and talk a little bit about what you're working on now.
Ben, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bybit. I think a lot of the people rooms work with us in one or two other levels. We've been around, we're a crypto exchange. We've been around since 2018. Yeah, so I think it's been a great journey. Actually, we're also kind of the supporter of CCCC. Yeah. I think this is a great event really to get people to talk about the industry and how we help move forward.
I mean, I think there's a lot of content creators that kind of just work for hire or things like that. It's usually quite easy to spot. Finding some project that you really, truly are inspired by and that you really want to see move forward. And then to the earlier points about long-term relationships, I think that would be a good place to start, building them within that community and then kind of expanding from there. It also just helps you to, you know, kind of establish a trust and reputation with the community as it grows over time.
I actually have some good experience to share here because I also, as I mentioned, I spent the last few months to grow my own Twitter account. I used to didn't know how to do that, but 2 months ago I went into, I also post about that story actually. So 2 months ago I went into Dragonfly's office because Dragonfly is our investor. So I asked Hasib about, hey Hasib, how can I grow my Twitter account? He just gave me 2 words, like be vulnerable, he said. As a guru, you know, be vulnerable, and that's it. So what I took from that is that you need to be like the real you, be very authentic. Because for us, like we are like co-founders, it's very easy for us just to show about your project all the time. But people hate that. They don't want you to be official. They want you to be the real you. So that's what I've posted during the past few months. The first post, which went viral, is about a recruiting experience of my team. So I was really pissed at that time, so I just write it down, and it has like 500,000 views, and people have the same, they feel the same thing about the recruiting problems, and they feel my emotion here. So yeah, after that, I think things will be much easier if you are the real you, and people want to see the real side of you. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Anything you want to chime in?
No, I think he's asking the wrong panel. You gotta ask the people near you. None of us are even micro, maybe except Cecilia.
Love it. All right, do you have any other questions? I don't have a great, all right, in the front. Woohoo! Microphone's right behind you.
Hello everyone, my name is Paz. I'm a crypto mom. And I'm a user more than a content creator, I guess, because I'm very new in content creator and I'm pushing myself. But I want to ask you regarding the platforms, right? In crypto or in Web3, the most used platforms are Twitter and YouTube, as Ben mentioned. Don't you think that the platforms that they are not so famous, like Instagram, Facebook, maybe Snapchat, is the way you should go if you want to get new users? Because everyone that is in crypto is basically already on X or Twitter, but the normal people on the street is basically on Instagram. And the older people are on Instagram. The reason why you're choosing platforms like X and YouTube to base how you choose the influencers is because you are targeting a younger audience?
Oh.
Question.
It's kind of again me.
Anyone who wants to jump in.
Honestly, like as BitKit, we work with all platforms. We never have a difference. I think the key point about that, how much you can actually track that affiliate perspective, and also for us, especially like YouTube, in my opinion, is the best search engine, because you come to YouTube to ask a question to get an answer. It is none of much a discovery platform. While Instagram is kind of a discovery platform where you look at something, and that's why it works so well for the retail, because it is kind of a look what I have moment where someone has a nice dress, nice watch, nice product, then
because sadly my parents didn't take a lot of capturing. They didn't have cell phones like we do today of our kids. So that's why I recreated my life in AI to tell you my life story. So this is me as a young little baby made with ChatGPT. I was a really cute baby. And I was a homeschooler. I lived on a farm in Portland, Oregon. And so this is me, a nice little homeschool kid. Let's actually just change, let's take out homeschool. Maybe that'll be better. Okay, that's me, a little more normal kid in Oregon. Grew up on an orchard, and I really dreamed of making movies since, I showed you that clip of when I saw Jurassic Park, I was like, I have to figure out how to do that. And so that caused a little problem, and I was sad because I had no money to buy film gear. I couldn't just save up for $5,000 camera. It was kind of ridiculous pricing back then. Come up with every possible version of what I wanted to do, and I thought like, okay, there's this new thing called YouTube. It was just like 3 years old. And I logged on, but there was no way to they had AdSense now where you can make money, and that's kind of what being a content creator is now. That wasn't in existence. That wasn't even an idea at the time. You just went on YouTube and posted stuff because you thought it was cool and built a little community around it who subscribed to your channel and liked the same kind of work that you were doing. So I started doing that, but then I added a twist, which is, hey, if you like what I'm doing, I can have these DVD training courses for you. So I started the YouTube channel that taught filmmaking and editing in Final Cut Pro and a bunch of different editing softwares. Does anyone use Final Cut 10 anymore? Is that a thing? Yeah, I didn't think so. Everyone's on like Adobe now. But it was the Wild West. And so there I was shipping these kind of DVD courses out of my dorm room and selling them and paying for my tuition. So I was rolling in the dough figuratively. But you fast forward, I get the degree from film school, I graduate, and YouTube was in the spot where it was starting to make a little money, but at the time, you gotta remember, I'm making like $1,000 a month on AdSense, so it's not gonna be like a big career, and I really had no idea the direction that was gonna be going. To put it in context, I don't know if many of you guys in the room probably do remember like Vimeo, AOL Video, Yahoo Video. I was actually like really big on all of those platforms, Dailymotion, more, and then YouTube wasn't even the front runner at the time. You were kind of trying everything that had a video player. So I go on this road trip, and I'm making all these, YouTube videos, going around the country doing 10,000 miles from LA all the way over to Washington, D.C. And I get a really interesting lunch with someone at the Discovery Channel, and they're like, hey, do you want to be a producer on the team? We have a $100,000 a year salary. And you remember that sad kid who is always wanting money? Well, he is like really excited now. So I end up going to this interview back in LA at the other headquarters for Discovery Channel. And I'm really excited because this is like a big corporate job. I'm going to be able to like tell my parents, hey, film school, that paid off, and now I'm producing these TV shows with Discovery. And an interesting thing happened. I'm in the interview with the person in my last interview, and he kind of does, I don't know if you guys have done the interviews where the last question's always like, do you have any questions for us? And I kind of weirdly laid it all out there. I was like, yeah, what would you do if you were me? And I explained that I had a YouTube channel that's maybe 200,000 subscribers and, $1,000 a month. And he actually looked at me. Maybe he didn't want to hire me, but he was like, I actually don't think you should take the job. I think you should maybe experiment, because you're in college, or you're right out of college. You have no big risks that are, you don't have a family that if this fails, they're all gonna die and be hungry. So he was like, just try it for a year and then come back. Discovery will always be here for a long time. And so I decided that day to go back to my garage that I was working out of and living out of in LA and just keep making my YouTube channel. And so I drove home and kind of never looked back, because a few months later, I'm seeing all my roommates in the bathroom watching Vines over and over for hours and hours, and I'm like, what are you guys watching in there? And they're like, oh, this new app just came out, 6 seconds long, kind of loops, it's really fun. And here I am thinking, my YouTube videos take 3 months to make, these crazy 10-minute visual effects videos. I don't know how long your guys' videos take, but you understand, like, the grind of making one YouTube video just takes so long to get it perfect. And here's someone saying, like, I can make a 6-second video. So I immediately start doing that, and I'm like, I'm cranking them out like 3 a day, because the 6 seconds is nothing for me at the time. So that was one of the big lucky breaks that I had that really blew me up. But I wanted to take a second and talk about the process of, you know, what you guys could probably relate to. For me, this is the steps that we do, and it's really pretty simple. It makes sense, but I hope there's some cool takeaways for you guys throughout this process. So on my team, we go through, to give you a little context, my team is about 25 people that are full-time. Then we work with a bunch of subcontractors additionally to make up our crews. But we always start with ideation. Then we go through this phase called the mock-ups. Then we go into production and post-production. So ideation, this is one of my favorite parts of the process. And I know as you guys are different level creators in the room, you probably have noticed as you've been creating for a few years, there's little sections that you love doing. Like maybe you love editing and you love, you know, finessing the edit or adding music or seeing that come together. Or maybe you're on the front end and you love coming up with the concept. But that's kind of where I live with my team. On Mondays we do the writing, and we do a couple different ways of writing. So have you guys all been in a brainstorm where, show of hands, like how many of you walked into a brainstorm and then come out kind of defeated because your idea just got shot down? Does that resonate with anybody? Yeah, I've had that happen so many times where you walk in, you feel like you have a cool idea to offer, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, it's like a shotgun. They throw it up and they like shoot your idea down immediately with like some no, or some reason it's not possible with production, schedule, timeline, budget, whatever. And it's really defeating. So we do this process, which is more of a brain dump. Basically, I think there's a lot of pressure on the front end where everyone's like, you have to have your best ideas out of the gate, right? But I think that's totally backwards. Obviously, you're never going to have a fully baked idea. Maybe once in a while you hear those stories where someone, thought of the Tesla and they just made it. But it's pretty rare. I think they all start with average or below average ideas. So in our data dump or brain dump, we're just trying to come up with like 50 to 100 ideas. The goal is a massive amount of quantity, not a quality at this point. So we'll throw out like a different prompt, what's a magical transformation or whatever, and we don't really think. We just write them, go out, doesn't matter. We're not saying, oh, that's a good one, or that's a bad one. We're writing them. Then these little blue things here are pulses. So everyone that was in that brainstorm, looks like there's probably 6 people, everyone gets 1 vote. And it's not a popularity contest, it's not like whose idea should we vote for. It's what's the best idea that if we spent time developing this that we'd want to see come to life? Which one kind of feels like it could be the most unique? And what's interesting about the pulse is if you have 4 to 5 people in the room, you will all come generally to a similar conclusion of like, there's something about this one that everyone continues to talk about. And these are what our little pulses look like. And you can see that concept that day was about doing an underwater scuba transformation, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then the other part of our writing process is this T-sheet concept. So we have the brainstorms, which is more like dumping a bunch of stuff at once. And this is more about refining specific ideas, and we use this technique when we're pitching. So the reason it's called a T-sheet is pretty simple. There's a T there, the top has a title.
Stone stairs right into the lair of Tyrannox the Dragon. That is the coolest model.
No, don't touch it! Don't! Can you make a music?
Okay, we won't go through all that, but and the mock-up phase, I can't iterate how important this is. I'm going to give you another example. When we do anything that's like a short film, we are not ever doing storyboards. We don't find it super effective because we have so much complicated VFX and tricks that have to happen with specific blocking. So we do stuff like this.
Online.
Okay, next.
Yep.
Right this way.
Would you like to see your reading for wizard number 3?
Coming to an end.
If only I could harness the... Mr. Levi, I forgot to mention back there, but along with the acting, I come with...
You get the idea. We just are super specific over the angles. And the beautiful thing about that, we kind of treat it more like an animation process where we're getting to watch the iterations come to life as we go and also just see, is this even interesting anymore? Is this worth making? Should we switch it up drastically? I feel like in a script format, it's really hard for everyone to imagine different things. We're trying to come to the same vision as quickly as possible.
It's going around again. You guys know the drill. All right, first question right here. Introduce yourself. And
yeah, sure. So I'm Chris Koyos from Greece. I'm a full-time YouTuber. So I would like to know what's your take on watching analytics and retention, and do you go on, so you showed us like a frame of how your team works. Do you have also a keynote that you go over analytics after you post a video, you watch when your audience retention drops, or you're more like a Ryan Trahan style that doesn't watch so much analytics and go for the storytelling and the
yes.
Yeah. You get the point of the question.
Yes. So for many years, I went the Ryan Trahan route, and it was like, I just want to make this video, and when I feel like it's done and it's ready, I'll put it out, and then I'm proud of putting it out, and I'll kind of never check. And in the last 2 years, I have a YouTube team now, and so they always check the analytics, and I do love looking at the analytics. We're trying to increase our watch time. For example, right now we're at like 312 is our average watch time on YouTube. So we know the analytics and we look at the hotspots for sure. But at the same time, I never want us to use the analytics just to keep catering to the same thing that, because maybe we don't want that audience. Maybe we do want to make something totally different. The danger is analytics could make you go deeper and deeper into that one area that maybe you don't need to be. So use, as long as it's for your benefit and if it's helpful, then yeah.
Passion and data. We love it. All right, left to this side of the room, right here.
Hey guys, it's not rocket science.
What is he gonna win? What is he gonna win?
You're gonna win the best-selling crypto phone of all time, the Jumbo phone.
Let's do it. Chris Koyos.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
So I have to do 20, right? Oh shit. I have to do 20. You gotta do 20 to beat the record. All right. Let me see who the real
But maybe it's gonna be
are.
another record afterwards.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. The clocks are off. The buns are out. 1. Oh shit! Violent man. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy definitely from Russia.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Bingo!
Let's go. Wow. Hey, what is your name? Greece.
I'm from Greece.
Chris from Greece. I love it.
He's one of the biggest YouTubers in Greece.
Hey, this is the Jumbo phone. Congratulations.
Let's go!
This is the...
Πρώτο part of the conference τελείωσε, κυρίες και κύριοι. Πηγαίνουμε για lunch break, στο οποίο θα έχουμε έναν CEO από κάθε ανταλλακτήριο, ξέρω εγώ, που είναι sponsored στο event, στο τραπέζι μας. Για 20 λεπτά της Bybit, για 20 λεπτά της Bidget. Την Ασιάτσα θα την έχουμε. Δεν ξέρω. Αφού εσύ με ρώτησες πριν άνοιξα την κάμερα. Τι σε ρώτησε? Άμα θα έχουμε την Ασιάτσα στο τραπέζι. Εγώ? Ναι. Ό,τι το ρώτησατε. Σάρα, να τα βλέπεις αυτά. Λοιπόν, εδώ είμαστε μάγκες. Τον, Aptos και Bybit. Αυτούς τους τρεις θα έχουμε κατά τη διάρκεια του course.
Εσύ με Bybit.
Τον, Bybit και Aptos. Εσύ τι? Και εδώ έχουμε το entry mirror. Μπουράτα, ματσαρέλα. Εντάξει. Έτσι φαίνεται, ναι. Δεν ξέρω καν σε ποιο τραπέζι κάθομαι. Πού το λέει? Πού το λέει το τραπέζι που κάθεσαι? Τώρα κάπου εδώ είναι το τραπέζι. Φίλε, δες πόσο καυτός είναι ο ήλιος. Και έχω βγει με τη ζακέτα εδώ έξω. Λοιπόν. Έτσι εδώ ήλιος στην αρχή. Δεν έχω ιδέα που κάθομαι. Και αρχή. Κόμπο για βουτιά, φίλε, είναι ό,τι πρέπει. Πάλι καλά, έχω φέρει και μαγιό. Έχει και ένα contest μετά με βίντεο που χωριζόμαστε σε ομάδες των 5 ατόμων. Και τα βραβεία είναι συνολικής αξίας 90.000 ευρώ. Ενδιαφέρον. Αν και είμαι full ψόφιος για να δώσω energy καλό, αλλά θα δω. Γιατί δεν ξέρω κατά πόσο έχει όντως μεγάλο ανταγωνισμό. Γιατί εδώ τα παιδιά δεν είναι YouTubers ή κάτι. Τώρα σε ποιο τραπέζι είμαι, δεν έχω ιδέα. Anyway, κάτσε να αρχίσουμε την κυρία. Do you know where I'm sitting?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're in the event also. Yeah.
This year just on one.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, it's on one. Μας έχουν αφήσει και στον ήλιο. Καλό. Hello. What's up, man? Εδώ είμαστε, κύριοι. Μπουράτα. Μαζί με ντοματίνια. Και πες το Βασιλικού.
YouTube mainly, yes. Brothers Research. Brothers Research. Yes.
I think I saw Singapore total 2049.
I don't think so. In Singapore?
Maybe Singapore last time.
I don't think so. Maybe there's a. This is the second time somebody says this.
There's a lookalike, I think.
Also, I saw some videos. Sometimes you are alone, sometimes you are together at the table center and you are discussing.
Maybe, yeah. We used to be called Game of Trades. I don't know if you know. Never heard. We do only U.S. stock market.
So where's your audience coming from?
So
you're from the U.S.
We're from Belgium, but our audience is in the U.S.
Nice market to have your audience.
Yeah, the best. For the volume,
For the volume. Εδώ τώρα έχουμε μάκες part 2. Αυτό είναι φουαγκρά το οποίο δεν το τρώω. Κοτόπουλο ή κάτι τέτοιο. Και 1000 layer potato. Τα δύο από τα τρία θα τα δοκιμάσω.
X is fine.
Let's get started here.
Is that something that you guys would be interested in?
Yeah, definitely I'm looking for, I'm definitely looking for folks that can help me get long-term partners, like I said, it's less about like short-term nature of things, and it's not like people trying to get your thought, and more about the people who are interested in like learning more about the stories, help people learn about what can be done. So builders, users, and then kind of working recipes and all.
I think your target audience is really from like people who are already in the crypto space, or you're trying to onboard
It's both. I mean, like, the people in the crypto space are obviously very hyped and enthusiastic about it, which is very good for them. But I think it's a small community compared to the larger. Like a best estimate is like 10,000 developers maybe for the space. There are millions of developers in the world, tens of millions of developers. The users, the actual users in crypto is probably, best guess is like best estimate 10 million users, maybe 20 million.
It's most, and it's white wall. He's in a blue shirt every time with a tie. The most monotone, like not a super interesting speaker, but what he delivers is really interesting, and that's what I'm there for. So there's almost a mix. Like, I think it's actually really important to do that, because when I go back to my videos 10 years ago, I like cringe at seeing like, oh man, there's like, it's really hard to listen to, it's awkward to watch, and so it is, you learn over time that, trying to engage with people and how you engage the camera is really important. But I can see both sides. Like, if you're doing entertainment well and not bringing in great packaging to the rest of the content, then you're a miss there. So you have to be almost on all levels.
Yeah, I would just say, I wonder if that guy was a bit more like confident or charismatic on camera. Would it be even more?
Would it be better and engage more?
Yeah.
Then breakthroughs.
Yeah. But it definitely builds a sense of trust that like, oh, they're just doing it for the value. And the content.
That's a good point, because he's succeeding despite himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like there's a certain like, oh, he's not trying to sell anything. He's not being like, I'm just here. But I feel like everyone could kind of like take either one of those three things and make it better.
Yeah.
But I'm biased.
I'm interested, so two things I want to touch on that Zach, that you mentioned are kind of length of content. Because I know you were saying that you see about 3 minutes as your prime, but I feel like there is a rise in really long form content in an interesting way. So I'd love to just hear your thoughts on kind of like how can everyone find like their ideal time?
Yeah. I think the content needs to be what it needs to be, and you as the creator know what that time length should be. And you feel it too when you're editing, but my test is showing, different team members who haven't seen it, or a great test is my wife who really knows nothing that I have shot, and I'll give the video raw to her, what the first edit is, and the moment she checks her phone, which whatever time stamp that is, usually 2 minutes in, that's a problem. Or every time she looks away from a kid making a sound, we've lost. That's the real life test, right?
Yes.
That you want to see what your audience is doing. So I've noticed though, and I'm curious, John, your thought on YouTube is pushing. I've noticed my homepage is 25+ minute videos. For me, the most I'm making is we're working on a 22-minute video right now, but we're never trying to hit length for a certain length. But I've noticed YouTube I'm seeing Michelle Khare even do these hour-and-a-half documentaries, and they're surfacing the homepage. So there does seem to be something about when we post an 8-minute video, it doesn't rank anywhere. It's an 8 out of 10 on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing. I feel like YouTube is becoming either short form or long form, 20 minutes plus. I was gonna say also, if you guys haven't seen, Zach has a great video on his channel called Stranded 3, I think it was, with Terry Crews. Short film, where Zach uses his music, his magic throughout the course of a very intricate story with Terry Crews, which is just a great example. How long was that?
That's 18 minutes.
18 minutes, yeah. But I do think you bring up a great point, because if we were having this session 5 years ago, we'd be talking about 5 to 8 minute length videos. Nowadays, that's kind of no man's land. So I think if you're thinking about your channel and you're really trying to grow on YouTube, go short form or go long form.
Right, we're either talking 90 seconds or an hour.
Yeah. Or even 20 minutes plus.
So that's really interesting. And then the other thing that it was just so fascinating to me to hear about your process and the creative process. I think so many people out there, if they don't know content creators and they don't know influencers, they think we're all just winging it.
Yes.
They think we're all just walking through life with iPhones and then just saying things. And so that was fascinating to me. How did you develop that process, and what trial and error did you find along the way?
Yeah, well, I first started, I was saying, in my garage, and it was just me and the laptop, and anytime I was just working all hours of the day, but there wasn't a rhyme or reason to it. It would just be as many days as this edit takes, I'll do it, and then I'll start the next video. So it could be, and I think a lot of you guys, if you're just yourself or maybe 1 or 2 people, you probably feel this, where you make a video, spend a month on it or however long, maybe a couple weeks, and then you decide one day that I'm gonna post it now because it's probably gonna become irrelevant, and then make another one and do that process. But for me, what changed along the way is I think the pressure of having other team members and knowing that there had to be some sort of schedule that they could expect, and the more team members that came, you're oh, we gotta get organized. So a natural progression happens, but it's figuring out, hey, we need to be consistent also for the audience.
Λοιπόν, μάγκες, η ώρα είναι... τι ώρα είναι?
4 ακριβώς.
4 ακριβώς. Έχουμε φτιάξει ένα βίντεο το οποίο λογικά έχετε δει ήδη στα social, το ανέβασα σε story, δεν ξέρω εγώ τι άλλο έκανα. Ναι.
Βασικά είδες το βίντεο...
Λιώσαμε στο editing τώρα και το βραβείο είναι συνολικό βραβείο, έχει συνολικά βραβεία αξίας 90.000 ευρώ, οπότε άξιζε να δώσουμε λίγο βάση. Αυτά. Χαιρετώ. Έκλεισα το βίντεο. Γεια σας. Καληνύχτα.